Got it. Can you hear me?
Yo, welcome to the Investors Link podcast, everybody. Yeah, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm Felix.
up,
I'm
babe?
here with
Bailiff.
and
Antonio.
Antonio, el Antonio De Luca. Yeah, that's right.
What's up, guys?
That's right, gang. All right, we're gonna talk about something exciting today, guys. Are you guys freaking out?
What's that?
Why are we freaking out,
What's
man?
wrong?
Skype is shutting down, brother.
What?
Yep. You're gonna be losing money.
Because Zoom's
Yep.
taking over.
You're losing money. You're gonna be losing money. Sell all your stocks. Buy all the gold. Okay. Sell everything. Skype is shutting down.
Why is it shutting
Doge
down?
went to Skype and they said, nope, Doge it.
Been using Skype for
Doji,
years.
Done.
Dude, they've been in service since 2005. I think out of Finland or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, they started it off. You know,
Not
'cause
American.
They're not American. So they started off because you can make international calls for free as long as you had internet.
Really?
Because how did you have to do it before? You guys remember how you had to do it before? I don't know if
I've always
viewers.
used Skype.
Do you guys remember how you used to do it before? Your mama would drive over to the little Quick Mart, little gas station. She'd tell you, mira, te vas a bajar y le vas a pedir una tarjeta de $5, pero el de la muchacha con la palma. And then you're like, okay. So you'd get down, you'd go inside, you go to the cashier and I'd be like, yo, my mom wants the card to make calls to Mexico. She wants the $5 one, and it's the one with the lady in the palm tree. And then they give you, but they don't give you the right one. So then you go back to your mom, like, here you go. And she's like, "Go touch it." And then you messed up.
You got it.
Yeah, it's like, bro,
You got the
I told the
chancla.
cashier I wanted the card with the freaking lady.
You got the chancla.
I got the chancla.
That's like
Yep.
getting lechuga instead of pechuga.
Exactly. Do you remember that's how you were supposed to make calls back internationally?
No, I
You
don't
had to
remember.
get that little card to
Yep.
like get the little coin, get the code and
We
everything.
didn't talk to anybody. We were American.
Oh, okay. I see. Interesting.
Nobody
Yeah,
in
we do
Italy, Anthony?
No,
Nobody?
we hate
Nobody
them.
in Italy, man?
France, Canada, Mexico, they're all off our list.
Wow, but you really never had to do that?
No, I never had to do that.
Wow,
Yeah, this
let's
is
talk
news to me.
about privilege here, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I never had to do that. We've used
Man,
Skype,
that's
man.
crazy. Anybody on Instagram knows what I'm talking about, man? Have you gone through the same pains I did? That was insane. But yeah, Skype is shutting down, man. They started in 2005. They started up because you can make free calls as long as you had Wi-Fi, internet, right? It kicked off starting like in 2010 or something like that, 2015 really. And everybody had Skype on their netbooks when we were in high school, and everybody would be chilling, creating group chats and talking to each other. I remember, dude, our gaming sessions were freaking legendary. We had we got these big old headphones, and then inside the little headphones, we got the little earbuds in there. And the earbuds because well, the earbuds were connected to the netbook with Skype, so I can hear all my friends talking in the group chat. And then the big old headphones was connected to my video game, so I can hear my video game.
Felix, when I wanted to play with my friends, I went outside.
Yeah, no, I did that too.
We had dial-up AOL.
Yeah.
They didn't even have Skype.
No, we did that too. We would play basketball. We would like jump
I know,
on
but
the
I'm
neighbor's
saying is
backyard.
I didn't grow up with Skype.
Oh, you didn't grow up with Skype?
No.
Yeah.
But
Our
you know what it is,
generation could
right?
do all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff.
no. I think Skype's great. It's like Zoom.
Yeah, Skype's cool. We use it, and we still use it before it's gonna shut down. We have meetings like with virtual assistants and things. I mean, we've used Skype for
When's Skype shutting down?
I don't
May.
know, in May. Okay.
May.
Why would you
Soon.
use Skype over Zoom? What's the
Well, you
purpose?
can do like group chats and stuff on Skype.
Yeah, Skype is way easier on the group chats and stuff. Zoom is just if you want to go ahead and do a video
So
conference
why are
call.
they getting rid of
They're getting rid of Skype because Microsoft, I don't know what year it
it's
started.
owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, they started buying a bunch of crazy shit. You remember when Microsoft tried launching that Microsoft phone?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
He doesn't remember, and that's a good reason why people don't know what it was. People
because
weren't buying it.
It was too hard. It's Windows based.
It was Windows based, guys. It was a Windows based phone. Linux is superior. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I think.
Do you know what Linux is?
Yeah, I know what Linux is.
Okay, he knows what Linux
The
is.
cool thing is that there's
Come
alternatives to Skype. Like there's Slack,
I'm dumb. I'm not
there's
dumb.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Those are a couple of alternatives. But yeah, I like Skype, man. It's going to be a shift in our business because we use Skype for we have assistants in the Philippines, we have them in Nicaragua. We even have virtual team members in Phoenix. And
But
we,
how about
we use
Teams?
Skype.
You could use Teams.
Yeah,
instead.
there's plenty of alternatives. It'll just be
Okay.
it'll be a learning curve because I'm sure it wouldn't be a difficult one. but
Absolutely,
Skype is
and
neat.
you're bringing up Teams. Actually, that's what's going to happen. So the same login information that you have with Skype, it's not going away. Next time you try logging in, it's not going to log you into Skype. it's going to log you into Microsoft Teams. Now, Microsoft Teams does the exact same thing that Skype does. Dare I say better, because it's more like office oriented.
Yeah.
You can have way more office oriented. You have the statuses available offline.
I'm gonna use that.
Not available. Teams is pretty cool. A lot of schools use them. A lot of like workplaces actually use Microsoft Teams.
Isn't it incredible how much you could do with the internet and with like Skype and stuff? Like, we found people who are highly capable in other countries. Like, to think about that, to let that sink in and comprehend, and to have them on the team and to use softwares like that, to me it's astonishing. Like,
Yeah, I think we don't even use that to the best of our abilities.
No, we don't.
Oh, absolutely not.
I
There's
waste
so
a
many
lot
ways.
of time probably doing stuff that we could do on Zoom or Skype, and we don't have to. Because people, I just wanted you to take a look at this. Literally, they could probably do it
Oh yeah.
via video,
Mm-hmm.
but we drive all the way out there. We take a look at it. It takes 20 minutes to get there. It takes 2 minutes to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You waste all that time and 20 minutes back instead of just saying, "Hey, just Skype me or Zoom me or
Yeah.
whatever."
Just
FaceTime,
do-
yeah,
Why,
it's
why
like-
do all that, man? Save the planet. Stop
Yeah.
wasting gas.
Yeah,
Well,
like
save time. Save my
save time.
Save time, yeah, and plus there's people with different skill sets in different places that maybe it's not here in Yuma. Like, for example, yesterday I spent about an hour and a half. I was having a little bit of difficulty setting up the Google conversion tracking, Facebook conversion tracking, and Google Analytics, which I could have taken the hours to figure it out, but I hit up a guy on Fiverr and we hopped on a virtual call. He did it in an hour, and I'd rather pay him to do it and save the time and
Absolutely.
energy, and like we have a team member that's helping me create ads and ad copy, like the videos, and they're doing the searching on Fiverr to try to find the people who can help us make the ads. So it's just, I mean, Skype is a tool.
Yeah,
but
yesterday
it's
we used
incredible.
it for the logo.
The logo.
She shared the screen, and that's what's really cool, because a lot of times you take your laptop with you and you're like, "Hey, let me share my screen. Let me show you my screen." You turn the monitor around, but if you're just in your computer, you can just say, "Hey, just look at your monitor. I'm going to share my screen with you." And it's really incredible. And
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
and the technology too, like how this can relate to real estate investing is it's not necessarily the calls, but it blows people's paradigm. It shifts people's paradigm sometimes when we're like, hey, yeah, we flipped properties in Georgia before, we flipped properties in Florida, and people look at us like, dude, you're freaking crazy. Your risk tolerance is super high. But in our mind, like, we have guys, like if we run across a deal in like a different state or different city, we have guys who we can hit up. Hey, go take what is it called when it's like a virtual walkthrough?
yeah, virtual walkthrough.
But there's a name.
Matterport?
Matterport, yeah, you can do a Matterport.
Yeah, Matterport, baby.
And as long as you get a deal at a steep enough discount, you can feel and you know your comps, and you're like, dude, I cannot lose if I buy it at this price. It's a no-brainer. Then we've done that before.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's awesome.
It's cool with the technology. I mean, the sky's the limit. So it's
So
very
there's
cool to think
yeah,
about.
so there's probably going to be something. I bet you Zoom probably tries to go in there and
You know what?
they should
Zoom-
create a little
yeah.
texting app too.
I have this little I think Zoom has got to start kind of like upping their game, because look, this is what happened to Skype. There a lot of competition started coming around, because then WhatsApp, right? Then Facebook Messenger, then Teams, and then a whole bunch of then Kick. You guys remember Kick? I don't think it exists anymore, but remember
No.
Kick?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah,
I don't know
Kick
Kick.
was a
Kick
thing.
the messaging app.
Yeah, Kick messaging
a
app
messaging
and everything.
app, okay.
So Skype, it's reaching its
Do
end.
you guys remember Slack?
Slack,
Well,
yeah.
there's still Slack.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So Zoom, I think it's a great way to just send a link and you can start a meeting. But I really wish the Zoom could like get really good at getting more efficient on creating little instances, little group chats, little work areas like Teams can or Skype can. Because I maybe you can, but it's not easy. It's not easy for me to just figure that out the way you have to. And then whenever I think sometimes you may be a contact, because we do Zoom calls like every week, but like no, like I always have to end up going in there, and like it doesn't do it recurring. Like you got to go in there manually, do a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't understand it that much, so I can't speak on it, but it does make us more efficient.
Felix, you may be more familiar with it, but what about like Discord? How that
Oh,
functions?
Discord is badass, man. Discord is, I think, the best of the best, dare I say. It's tailored towards like video gaming and streaming and stuff like that, but nothing, it's not preventing anyone from using it from a work perspective. And I'm pretty sure there are companies that use
I
Discord.
Yeah,
think
there
what
are.
Zoom and Teams do is they make it more secure.
Yeah, you know what? I'd
It's a
say
lot.
that
They
probably.
probably have like a security mechanism that
Yeah.
businesses like to use because they're sharing important data or whatever. And
Discord is like the best representation of what a real life office could be. Because you know how like sometimes I could just walk into your office and just talk to you sometimes.
Yeah.
Discord does the same thing. We can open voice channels. You can come in and go out as many times as you like. Like just boom, like just I don't know. You just go in there like, hey, I have a quick question. Okay, cool, and then you just leave. So it's like you're in an office and you could just walk in there and ask a question or whoever's inside.
You can create multiple different rooms as well for different things.
Oh yeah, you can. It's pretty badass. Like you can build a whole pipeline. There are pipelines built into Discord, but they're pipelines guided towards like video game communication and everything. But like yeah, it's pretty badass, man. You can start at the top. Like you can. What's great about Discord is you can set up bots, automations, and these bots are sometimes more intricate, and you could do a lot more things than some of like the widgets or like Zapier can do. And you can make it go like, okay, lead comes in and then send it to the next channel and boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I know
Stuff
some
like that.
companies that use Discord to its fullest extent.
Oh yeah,
So Discord is pretty good.
yeah.
I'm just trying to use Podio.
Yeah, Anthony's still working on Podio.
Podio baby.
Podio's good though.
Yeah, Podio. There's other CRMs like Podio. I've heard a good analogy. It works, and a lot of people use it because of the price. CRM is what customer relations management
Yep.
software. But there's other softwares like the most expensive but the highest echelon that I know of is what's it called, Salesforce.
Yeah,
A
Salesforce.
lot of people use
Dude,
Salesforce.
You can
I
customize it,
love
though.
Salesforce. Okay, let's talk about that. I want to talk about CRMs.
Okay.
I want to talk about the importance of CRMs.
Mm-hmm.
I love CRMs, and I think they can make or break your company. I'll give you an example of why I believe this. I love Salesforce. Arroy Thai. Shout out to Arroy Thai here in Yuma, Arizona, over by Yuma Pumps next to Hawaiian Barbecue and also Sushi and Steak. They have Salesforce. Every time I call, it's amazing. Sometimes I just call just so I could get that warm fuzzy feeling. They go, hello, is this Felix? And I'm like, holy shit. Yes, this is I. This is Felix. They're like, okay, you want drunken noodle again, or do you want the what do I get? Drunken noodle or the chicken curry?
You want Pang Thai?
Pang Thai? And I'm like, you know what? Today let's do
You want chicken noodle?
yeah, I'm like today let's do the drunken noodle. And then they're like, okay, you want the extra baby corn like always? Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
please.
cool.
Please give me the.
That
Okay.
goes a long way too.
Yeah.
It
Are they
does.
like, oh, it's been a long time. Last time you ordered was 2 weeks ago. Where
Yeah.
you been? I'm like, oh fuck, man.
I went eating
that's
somewhere
cool.
else.
Yeah, and that I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. Like it shows a lot when somebody, like you go to a restaurant and somebody's like, hey Felix, how are you doing? And like, wow, this person remembered my name.
Yeah.
It makes you want to eat there.
It
So I
does.
agree with Felix. I think it's make or break. Like especially something as high level as Salesforce.
Yeah.
It makes you want to go back and eat there every time, right?
It does,
Just
it does.
because of that, because of the personalization.
They
of it.
know me, man.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
They have a history of everything I've ever ordered.
It's continuity, and what's nice about it is if they replace, a person, the next person can jump in and have all the notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like when we're talking to clients, we can see all the notes that are based, that are have to deal with that person. So you don't have to ask them another question that you've already asked them before, and they're like, "Dude, I'm repeating myself. How many times have I told you that it does not have solar? The payment's this or whatever it is that we're asking them. We can just look through the notes and hey, it looks like there is solar. Have we transferred that over? Have we got that started? And it's a little bit, it's less. It creates less tension between you and the client.
yeah,
Yeah.
It puts everybody on the same page. And in most CRMs, you can do what's called the drip campaign too, which is awesome. Like if you have a company that I guess everybody's in sales, but a company like real estate investing, it's important that the name of the game is timing. Like if somebody's in our mind and in our company, if somebody says, "Hey, I'm not looking to sell right now," to us, the only thing we hear is right now.
Yeah.
We'll follow up with them and follow up with them and follow up with them. Not to the point where we're being a nuisance, but check in with them every once in a blue moon until they tell us like, "Hey, I'll probably never sell."
I sold.
Yeah, or I sold. At that point, we're like, okay,
Yeah,
Well-
and when I started working with you guys, I started off in acquisitions, right? That shifted my paradigm, and I think in a good way too. Because I remember one time we were like, "Hey, have you called this person?" I was like, "I just called them like last month," and it was like, "No, but we got to follow up with our clients. You know, we got to make sure we're following up with our clients, see where they're at, and you know, it's part of the game." And then I was like, "I don't know how to feel about that," but no, you're absolutely right. Unless they tell me like, "Don't call me again," I'm gonna make sure I have a good relationship with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
People do business with people they like. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And a CRM allows you to do that.
Yeah, to constantly check in with them.
Yeah,
and
timing changes everything. Like Bailey was saying, you never know. They could say I'm not selling right now,
life happens.
but then life happens. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and we could be the company that helps them out of that tight spot.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because it might be just the next person that calls them that they're like, you know what? Yeah, I do. Something happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've learned, like, if you're in real estate investing for long enough, you'll feel that sting, and you don't want to feel that sting when you don't follow up enough with a person and like, oh no, I just sold last week, and you hang up the phone. It stings. It's like, to me personally, it bugs me for like quite a while. It's like, dude, I did not do my job of following up, because this could have been us helping this person, but now it's somebody else, which is fine. They're getting helped, but it shows us like, okay, we need to do a better job.
Yeah. How did people do it before in the good old days?
Paper.
Bunch of
notebook,
filing cabinets, right?
filing cabinet.
Yeah,
Filing
filing
cabinets. The filing cabinets business was booming back then. They needed a place where would put all their manila folders. Whenever they called somebody, they would walk over to the cabinet, pull it out, look for the folder, and read it. Okay, all right. And they're ready
Yeah,
to go.
remember the doctor's office? They would have
Oh
like
yeah,
all the
exactly.
tabs.
They had a bunch of binders.
Yeah, a bunch of binders.
You're going like, what's your name again? Felix. Okay, hold on.
And that can be
Felix,
efficient
Felix.
because I had a coach one time told me your best CRM's the one you use.
Yeah.
So if you don't, you can have there. I know a lot of guys that have like a fancy CRM. I have one. It's way fancier than Podio, but I don't use it. But it's awesome. It does all this stuff. What are you laughing at?
I'm just,
Is it Lofty?
oh, man.
Yeah, Lofty. It's
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
Lofty's
amazing.
great.
And I use it somehow, but sometimes. But I like Podio better actually. If I tend to use that more because
That's what you're used to.
yeah, you're used to it because you use it, and I also use my notebook. It's a Mead. It's a Mead with the 2.0.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
Anthony's
That's
like,
lines.
Tie level right there.
yeah, sometimes Anthony's like, yeah, write it down in the comments. I was like, oh, it's not here. Yeah, it's in the comments.
Yeah.
It's in my notebook.
Oh, on the comment section of my notebook.
Like, dude.
And I love it. And I love the notebook because you can go back and you could, just nice.
Yeah.
No,
I have
no, no.
stacks of them. Oh, they're so nice.
I agree, but if you could find a way to just put that,
No, I agree that too.
Yeah.
And especially with all the automations that you can do, like you technically don't really have to follow up. Like you do in our system on the acquisitions. The only people we want our acquisitions team talking to are people that are on the brink of ready to sell, and we just got to get them numbers or work out a deal. Anything other than that, we have either other team members go on like a dialer,
yeah,
or if you want to do completely automated, you can do what's called a drip campaign, and you can set up a system to where it's it sends them a text or an email, whichever time period you wanted to reach out to that person. So it can be completely automated. But the important thing is that you're in front of them when the timing when the time is right.
yep, absolutely.
Whichever way you can do that, automation helps you leverage.
Or like Felix said, familiarity. So when
Yeah.
they are ready, you may have not called them, but because you did so many times, then when they do, you're top of mind, and they're like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna check with those guys because they called me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
every
client.
month or
Yeah,
once a week.
I had a client who told me like, yeah, I was taking my son to the soccer games. Finals are coming up, and next month I get my calls like, hey man, so did your son win the finals?
Yeah.
Dude, he was so happy
that's
that
cool.
I remember that I wrote it down and I brought it up. He was like, oh dude, it was crazy, this and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh dude, it was like, it's a good feeling, man.
He
Yeah.
probably had the same feeling that you get going to that restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and that it goes a long way. Like if you write down our lead histories are pretty in depth. Like anything that you had a conversation with the seller about, even if you feel like it's not that important, like they told you about their dog or something,
Yeah.
put it down, because next time you have a conversation, if that happens to come up, something about some sort of dog, if you bring that up, it's going to show a lot about the type of attention to detail that you have, which makes a person feel like they're being taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super important that if you are in the business or just getting your feet wet, calling people, if you have good quality conversations, make sure to take good notes. And another thing that shout out Edgar, he's on our team. I use this. Yeah, I stole this from him. He talks about when you have conversations with people, be a good gardener. Like provide value, be kind to people and try to help them out. Because eventually when they are ready, people do business with who they like and who they trust. So if you're doing right by people and providing value and you're a likable person, they'll like and trust you. So eventually when they are ready to do business, hopefully they come back to you.
It's an easy choice.
Yeah, it's an easy choice.
Exactly. I like that.
Yep.
Those are good tips we can all use in different types of businesses.
Yep.
And with investing, because what's amazing is, somebody's gonna go eat at like a taco shop or something. They may not eat at your shop every day because but they're your client.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something else when they go to sell their home, because how many times in their life do they do that?
Yeah, not very.
Maybe a couple times. So we count it as a badge of honor when somebody says, hey, we chose to go this route. I mean, that's a big thing for me. Or, we chose to use you to sell our house. I mean, I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome, because they're only going to do that like maybe 2 or 3 times in their life.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people to choose from. So
And there's a lot of people to choose from.
That's why we've been in business for going on 6 years now. Because like we've said before, our attention to detail, we care.
Yeah.
It matters to us. And that's why we are.
Yeah, and the CRM
best.
just helps us become better. It doesn't change who you are. If you're a jerk, you're going to be a jerk even in your CRM. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but if you honestly, like, we want to remember your dog's name, but because we talk to 100 people a day, we're not going to remember everybody's dog's name. But if we have the CRM, it just makes us nice. It's like, hey, Jackie, just talked to you. How's, Petey?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds more like a bird. But how's Petey, your dog? And
Petey is Little Rascals.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so, no, that's awesome. Appreciate. See you later, Skype. I mean, I never used it, but
R.I.P.
it looks like it might be.
A lot of good memories, man.
There you
A lot
go.
of good memories.
Yeah, we had virtual parties on Skype. Like we had
We did.
like every quarter with a lot of our team members. We would, like in the Philippines or Nicaragua or wherever they were, we would do like virtual parties. We'd have parties on the TV. Like I think the last one that we did was the 80s theme. Everybody dressed up
That's
in 80s.
right.
And we had it on Skype, and yeah, it was good memories.
Skype did a good job of making sure that we were all included and we can play games. And
Yeah, we
this and
played
that.
games.
Yeah.
Felix set up the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
So I'm hoping your team should be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure out another. I mean, Skype was nice, but there's other platforms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Skype. So, what are we doing? What are we talking about next? Red
The
Bull?
floor is yours.
Red Bull?
Yeah, Red Bull gives you wings.
All right. We got to watch out Felix with
What's
that
the
drink.
current state of affairs in the real estate market in Yuma?
In Yuma.
Right now in Yuma. Okay.
Yeah, no. So Yuma's, we've had, it's interesting. You read all these headlines, but, all these headlines based on how slow the market is, and it just really has to do with volume,
Yep.
with the amount of volume, the transactions. It has to do with a lot of uncertainty in the financial systems.
We've been it feels like we've been saying that a lot these past 3 months, the uncertainty. There really is uncertainty.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of people are still doing business, but it's trenching along. But you got to be at the top. If you're not at the top, like we're busy, and we should be. I tell you guys all the time, we should be proud of that. We're busy because we're at the top. I feel obviously, Next Level is one of the the premier home buying company.
And Investors Link was one of the premium home off-market home providers.
It's the only in Yuma.
It's the only in Yuma.
And,
That's
and Next
right.
Level really is too. So when you're at the top, you're gonna see. You're always gonna stay busy.
And Anthony's phone today just died in the morning. Didn't reach noon, and your battery died.
Yeah, no, we're getting calls. We're getting, we sold a couple properties this morning.
Yep.
So things are moving. It takes a little longer, but you got to be diligent, and you just got to keep your foot on the pedal. You got to keep your foot on the gas and just keep grinding away. And there's good times, there's bad times. Once the volumes pick up, I mean, I don't even know what we'll do. We'll probably need to put ads out for more people, but because I don't think you can handle anymore. But it is a good problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so the volume's lower. I think it's a great opportunity for buyers. If you're an investor, it's a great opportunity to.
Well, if you have the ability to purchase properties cash and hold on to them,
Or just be able to
Yes.
negotiate either on the retail level. You can
Yeah.
ask for concessions. You can ask for, price drops, all different types of things. People are open to contingencies. Investors are able to make a deeper discount because there's a little property sitting on the market. So it's about being patient. There's no, it's still a good time to buy. It's never not a good time to buy if you buy it at the right price in your right situation. And for sellers too, I mean, the prices have not dropped, which is incredible. And that just has to do with supply and demand. And I think we've been saying that for years, is prices are based on supply and demand. That's economics, right? If there's less supply, now we're
Yep.
seeing a growing amount of supply, putting pressure on homes. But a lot of the homes that were priced with appreciation in mind. When you're not really getting appreciation, it's not depreciation either. It's really just kind of stagflation. It's just kind of going sideways. So the houses that were put on the market because they said, I think we talked a lot about this. Hey, my neighbor's house sold for 305, so I'm going to price it at 310. And then that person says, well, they just put their house on the market at 310 and mine's better. I'll put it for 315. And really, it never changed to 305. The first guy should have priced at 305, and the next guy should have just stayed at 305 as well. Now they're taking their price reductions, $5,000-$10,000 to get back to the 305, which it didn't go down. That's what it was.
Chasing the market.
That's the last thing you want to do. You want to price it aggressively, no?
Yeah, no, that's exactly. You want to price it aggressively. So what I try to tell people is price it aggressively, so you don't have to do all those price reductions because the markets. People say, oh, I see all the arrows, they're coming down, that the market's dropping. No, the market hasn't dropped. It's just everybody overpriced. So they're adjusting their price back to market.
I mean, to be fair, because everybody went high and they're chasing the market down, eventually, yes, the overall market will go down a little bit, right?
Yeah, it could. But I still think that the premium houses are going for the same or more, and new builds are going for more. So prices haven't dropped.
If you have a Zillow account, you've probably been receiving in your email all these price reductions. Well, especially in the foothills, they're having new builds over there, so people compete with new builds.
Yeah, and there's a lot more inventory in the foothills. In town's still really tight.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
So Yuma, hyper local market, city of Yuma is still pretty tight. It's a great time to buy because once interest rates drop, what do we see? We see more buyer
buyers.
demand, and it's like a switch.
Yeah, more demand. Okay, so right now,
It's like a switch. One day,
yeah,
it seems like the prices are, you got a good deal, and then within a matter of a week or two, you're like, wow,
yep. So
you can't get that deal no more.
Since 2005, 2008, we've had a low supply, right, of properties.
Yeah, since
Yep.
2000, since 2010.
Since 2010. So since 2010, still up until this point, the supply has been lower than the demand. The demand has been higher, which is a good thing. Demand high, supply low, high price, right? Okay. So right now, the demand is just slightly lower. Once the interest rates drop, that demand's going to pick back up again, and that's going to shoot up the prices.
Or just, either shoots the prices up or just holds everything super steady and becomes really competitive again.
And this is why Anthony's saying that it's a good idea that if you have the ability to purchase and hold on to these properties, because you're more than likely you're going to be holding on to them for a while. If you have the ability to purchase them and hold on to them, that's what you're waiting for. You're buying the supply right now that's hasn't gone up to its full potential and price yet, and then you're holding on to it because eventually the demand is going to go high again. And boom, now your property that you bought.
Yeah,
is
and you
worth
can't
more.
time it. You can't time it. That's why we're seeing a lot of the guys who have cash. They can weather the storm. They don't have to
Exactly.
pay. Holding costs are not as high. They obviously have the taxes and insurance, but they're able to maneuver a little bit more than the guy that has the loan.
Yep.
Who's buying it with a hard money loan or something. It's because that they have to keep in consideration that they might hold it for longer than they want.
That's why I wanted to do that little disclaimer.
But if you price it correctly,
Yep.
you still move it. So,
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, hey, come up with a plan. If you are not a cash buyer and you have to get some sort of hard money loan or you just got to borrow some money, all right, make a plan for yourself. Be like, okay, how long do I want to hold on to this property? And then put that into your calculations. What's the ARV? How much it can sell for? How much am I going to put in repairs? How much do I want to make profit? How much am I going to be paying holding costs? And come up with a plan. Come up with a plan B, a safety net, where your plan is you're going to hold it. Maybe you hope that in 3 months, boom, now you can start putting it on the market because the prices go up. But if in 3 months it's still not ready, it's okay because you accounted for it and you're like, okay, I've reached that deadline. I got to sell it. And I'm okay because I still know I'm going to make some money because I had a safety plan.
Exactly. And when you're moving this money, I mean, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to make 40. If you made 35, I mean, really,
Oh, yeah.
come on. It's just, let's go.
Yep.
It's if you're going to worry about $5,000, make it up on the other side because in reality, you do not want to hang on to that property for more than, because you hold on to it. Say your holding costs are, let's just say $2,000 a month. In 2 months, if it takes you 60 days and you get the extra 5, you made $1,000. Your opportunity lost on other deals or whatever, or a dramatic shift in the market, or something crazy happens and you're stuck in this property. I mean, it's sometimes that speed is. We always talk about it. Speed is
ROI.
Yeah, ROI or cash conversion cycle. It's always so important to just get through things because you're not going to get rich off one property.
Yeah, time kills all deals.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's so many sayings on that. It's so true. We see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you're like, dude, how do I know that though? How do I figure that out? Come into the office, man. Come meet me.
Yeah, we'll help you guys.
Yeah, that's what Investors Link is for. Come in.
We love talking the numbers. Felix loves talking.
I love numbers. I'll make sure that you have a bulletproof plan, man. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, and that's that when you first starting, when you need help with like ARVs or that's the comps, we could help you with that. We have great tools for that. There's even people better. My brother's really good at that. Then there's coming up with the calculation of cost of what things are going to cost, repair costs. Bailey said he struggled at the beginning with repair cost. And figuring that out,
Yeah, and then I have resources, Anthony. Now everybody listening has resources, Felix. I mean, you could walk in and ask him, and he'll.
Yeah, let me be your advisor, man. This is all for free. Come in here, come with me, and just tell me everything you're gonna buy, just to get another set of eyeballs in it, and just to make sure that you're bulletproof.
Yeah, and Felix will stay after hours or come in early or whatever he's got to do or we'll go walk the property or he'll walk it. And then what's nice about it is. We have an advantage because in the office we bounce it off everybody.
Yeah, we
like
do.
even like Bailey said, I was a resource, but I like talking it out with everybody to get their opinion too.
Yep.
And then, if I'm like, well, don't see that, but that's a good point. It's good to get everybody's.
Yeah, because you could be blind. Like you could see this vision of a property and you start getting dollar signs in your eyes, but you got this tunnel vision. But if you get somebody else's 2 or 3 other opinions of trustworthy opinions that maybe show you differently, it might break up the tunnel vision. Like, dang, you're right. I was about to make that decision and it would have been a bad one. But these people that I trust help me out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to go like, okay, give me your pessimistic view.
Yeah.
Ask this person. Okay, give me your overly optimistic view. Ask Anthony, and then
average it out.
And then average it out. Yeah, let's take the average.
Yeah, that's so true.
So, that's probably the best thing to do for it. So, and then you don't want to make the deal. You don't want to make it fit just because you're making the numbers fit. You got to sit back and go, okay, no. Is this reality or is this something that I'm forcing?
Oh yeah, I say it all the time. I say, Anthony, I need you to tell me the truth, man. Are we trying to fit a square peg into a round hole?
And 50% of the time let's not do that.
Yeah.
But we all have to. It's a good question to ask because it's something that we all we want to make things work
because we care.
Yeah, we want to help people out. It's like, can we do this? No, no, we're not gonna do that.
Yep. Yeah, and it's once you have a team, like. I always find myself trying to work deals out. I'm like, well, we can work this way, and then I go to Felix, and he's like, I don't know if we could do that. But I'm like, and sometimes that happens. We just end it there because I'm like, dang, he's right. I'm trying to make this work, but it shouldn't. But other times where I'm like, well, what if we look at it this way, and what if we make it work in this light? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, that might work.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
It's always good bouncing it off of people is the point.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so everybody has a different perspective on a deal, and we take those all into consideration.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think this was a very Very efficient episode. Thank you guys so much for being here. We talked
All right.
about a lot. CRMs are very important.
Super.
Okay, you got to know what's going on in your business, and
You
a
gotta use 'em.
CRM allows you to do that.
Use 'em.
The CRM that works best for you. If writing on pen and paper is what
Except
makes
the
you do it,
notebook.
Excellent.
except the notebook. If it's Salesforce or Podio or any of the other endless platforms that are out there, use it. What did we also talk about? Right now, if you have the ability to purchase and to hold, you should do it. Supply is low. Demand is a little bit lower than what it could be. So do the math, do the logic. If you can hold the properties, demand goes up. Boom, you got a property that's going to be higher in price. Be smart about it. Don't just buy because we told you to do that. Make sure you have a plan and have a safety net where if where you thought in time that was supposed to happen didn't happen, you have the ability to sell it and still make money or get your money back.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great advice.
Facts.com.
All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. This is the Investor Link Podcast. You can catch us on YouTube, on Instagram. Thank you guys so much, and you have a great day.
All right.